Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, Jen's Junk. My name is Jen. For those of you who watched my videos before, welcome back. And for those of you who are just tuning in, thank you for taking the time to check out this video. So today is Friday, which means that today's video is a Friday Reads. So on Friday, what I do is I upload a video of a book review, so a book that I have just recently finished reading, or tell you a little bit about a book that I'm already reading or in the middle of. And so today I have kind of both. I have a book review for you, as well as a little sneak peek of a very exciting book that I am right in the middle of. So today's book is Madame Tussaud, and if you watched my video last week, I gave you a little sneak peek of this one. So here is the book. It is by Michelle Moran, and this book I actually picked up at Half Price Books. And I was very, very pleasantly surprised by this book. It was a great blend of fact and fiction, and sometimes it was really hard to tell it apart because it flowed so seamlessly, and it was almost as if you could hear the conversations between the characters in this book actually happening. So the writing was so smooth and flawless, and the characters, you really got a sense of who they were, and they were real people. So this actually, this book spans 5 years of Marie Tussaud's life during the French Revolution and the Reign of Terror in France. And before reading this book, I really didn't know a lot about French history, and I love history, and I all about England's history. You know, I went to the Renaissance Fair. I read a lot of books on English history, and I'm a history buff. I love history, and but I didn't really know a lot about France and the history there. And so I learned a lot actually in this book, because a lot of the real events that happened during that time period, they were covered in this book, because Marie Tussaud was actually part of it. And so it was a fascinating read. So for those of you who love history and love like French history or the French Revolution, or you know, who are fans of the Wax Museum, Marie Tussaud, that's what she's famous for. So this book talks about how she learned how to make wax models, and how prevalent and how famous her models were, and how she and her uncle developed this very well-known business. So very interesting read. I gave it probably 4.5 stars for this read, because I enjoyed it so much. And again, it was a flawlessly blend of fact and fiction, and I loved the book. I absolutely loved this book, and I didn't really know much about Marie Tussaud, and now I know more about her, and I'm fascinated by her life, and so I did a little bit more research. So I highly recommend this book if you are into history, especially French history, and if you want to learn more about her, I highly recommend this book. Again, it's Madame Tussaud by Michelle Moran. So highly recommend this one. So I was very pleasantly surprised, and so glad that I found this at Half Price Books. So speaking of Michelle Moran, the author of that book, the next book that I am currently reading, that I'm right in the middle of, that is fabulous as well, is called Nefertiti. Same author. This book was actually at Half Price Books as well, but for some reason I just did not pick up the book that same day that I was there when I picked up Madame Tussaud. But this is one of the other books, and I was at the library the other day and I saw this on the shelf and I picked it up. And I've watched a lot of TV shows about Egypt and Egyptian history, and I am fascinated by Egypt. And of course Nefertiti and King Tut and that whole period of Egyptian history. So of course I picked up this book. I am about almost halfway through. I am on page 165 currently of this book, and you may have guessed it is about Nefertiti and Egypt and that whole reign of the sun god. And this book, though, is actually told from the perspective of her younger sister and all the intrigue that happens at court, and all the mystery and the politics and everything that goes into ruling a country and ruling people. And so far it is fascinating. Again, it's flawless in the way the author blends fact and fiction, and I'm just loving this book so far. It's really exciting. I should be able to finish by the end of this weekend, so I'm sure I will have a book review for next week for Friday Reads, but this is what I'm currently reading, called Nefertiti by the same author, Michelle Moran. So I highly recommend her books. I am loving them so far. Madame Tussaud, highly recommend, and right now I'm in the middle of Nefertiti reading that book. So that is my Friday Reads video for you all today. Let me know in the comments below, what are you reading this weekend? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. And until next week, have a good reading day, night, weekend, experience. Just read more books. Bye, everybody.